talk about then, like Manchester United, Eric Harrison in particular, what kind of influence did we know what influence he had on some of the players' careers. What was he like then around the coaches and yourself, Neil?
Yeah, I mean, when I first went there, you think you know a little bit about coaching and you're full of enthusiasm yourself as a young coach. But when you went there, you realised how much you didn't know. And just sitting in the staff room with your ears open help you develop. You'd be a fool not to get better without, when you were listening and in that company. But it was saying that it was surprisingly simple. There was no real complications to it. The principles of the game are the same. Players had to express themselves. That was a big thing to me. Make players enjoy it, let them enjoy it, express themselves, work hard. And just as I thought he'd finished, he pointed to the staff room, the manager's room, and said, "Oh, by the way, he likes winning." So he had to sort of do a bit of everything, and I think that was the same for the names you mentioned at Liverpool, Dave Shannon and Hughie McCauley and Steve. They were of the same ilk, really, where they taught players the game, but in a way that made players enjoy the game.
Yeah. And then let's definitely keep on the subject now of Manchester United. Such a huge club that have done wonders for the game in producing some of the players that they did, especially through the academy. And obviously for you to be around that, Neil, where many players you coached, went on to either have huge success with the first team at Manchester United, Champions League, Premier League titles, international careers, some that never quite made it at Manchester United but still had great careers within the game. How was that whole experience for you to be coaching a club like Manchester United and kind of what it's done for your career as for today?
Like I said previously, you're learning all the time yourself, from the players and the staff. I remember I'd not been there that long, and we were playing Man City in a youth game, a B team game. You'll remember the B team leagues. We were playing Man City at Platt Lane, and we came in at half time. And as we walked into the dressing room, the manager was sat there on a Saturday morning.
Sir Alex?
Yeah. Aye, here we go. And he just sat there. So I had to carry on and said my piece, what I thought from the first half. And I think, what do you do here? So I just said, "Do you want to say a few words, boss?" And he did. He made one or two relevant points about the game, and that was it. And you think, oh, grief. That was the care and attention he gave youth development. And I mean, it changed over the years as the demands on managers grew and grew. He couldn't devote that amount of time. But certainly when I was first there, another day at a home game, I only knew this after the game, but my mum and dad had been to watch, and he'd made them a pot of tea. The manager had made them a pot of tea before the game. She remembered that forever. That little gesture of that, again, attention to detail and seeing the value of things like that probably a lot of people don't recognise in him. But, that was the type of thing you were picking up all the time.
And I've got to mention it. You've mentioned in there Sir Alex Ferguson, and we've heard kind of many stories in terms of how he shaped a lot of players, even from when they were in the academies. You hear like little stories here of like little drop-ins, going round to the houses and as such and so on. Just tell us then a little bit of his involvement from back then within the academy and how kind of inspirational was it, shall we say. It's a key word within coaching and what it means to younger players, of his involvement back then.
It was just the interest, the fact that he knew he could turn up at a game any time and watch was two things. One, it showed how much he valued the work that was being done in Centre of Excellence then, and as they became academies. He valued that. But because of the standards he set in terms of how you went about your job, it kept everybody pushing and pushing to work to this as high a standard as you could. Because he was one who, and I still remember, think of this when they talk about players not getting through, and we know it's changed and the challenge is different now. But he always said, if you get to the standard, you'll get an opportunity. So the fact that he came and watched people encouraged people to get to the standard, because he was true to his word, and he did. And long after the class of '92, players were still getting an opportunity as long as they reached the standard.